Morning. I got to share this with you guys. Last night the wife and I spent a few hours up at the hospital. Nothing bad happened. In fact, it was a good thing. My second grandson was born yesterday at 6:20 p.m. Healthy baby boy. So we're excited about that. And it was a quick delivery for Mom. Very quick. She was in labor for a while, but the actual birthing part of it was very fast. Doctors were awesome. Nurses are great to her. It was a good day. What I got going on today is I got to wrap up an oil change here, and then I'm going to go look at some of our farther away fields. I haven't been to them in a while. I'm going to go check weed pressure, bug pressure, things like that, and see how well they're doing. I mean, that's part of farming, is you got to keep up on everything and kind of keep track of your plants and your crops and your fields and see how they're doing as they're progressing along towards harvest. I did yesterday. I started to go through the corn head, and there are some parts that I ended up having to order for it. We bought that corn head used, so we expected to have to fix some things because we bought it at auction. It is a newer corn head, but it's still I think 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. So there's a few little issues with it, but nothing major. And then after I take care of the corn head, I got to pull the grain head out. I got to pull the combine out. I got to just start going through everything. We're not rushed to go through stuff yet. But it's better to start looking at these things earlier than later in case you can't get the parts right away. So you got time to get parts if you need parts. The bean head, if I remember right, the only thing we really need for that are maybe some knives and guards. I don't remember any major issues with the bean head. And as far as the combine, I don't think there's any issues with that, but we thoroughly go through the combine before the season starts. So that it needs oil change, all the filters changed. I detension all the belts and chains and things like that, and shake pulleys to see if there's any bearings going bad that I may have overlooked throughout the season, type of thing. So, and then it gets greased very well and topped off with fuel and DEF, and I got to get the computer monitors out of one of the tractors and the globe out of one of the tractors and put in the combine for auto steer, things like that. But you get it. So I'm going to wrap up that oil change, and then we're going to go for a drive and look at fields. Alright, I'm going to go look at fields this morning before I get all greasy and oily and hot and sweaty, and you know how that goes. Might as well do it now, be done with it. So my first stop is one of our cornfields here. And it's not looking too bad, other than some animal pressure, and this is one of our shorter cornfields, but it's on the headlands here. You get further into the corn and it gets a little bit taller. Still good corn. I'm happy with it. Ears are coming on nice. I should have waited until the dew burned off, because now I'm like wet. That's one of our bean fields over there. And that bean field's actually growing relatively good. We've had a problem with that bean field in the past with animal pressure mainly. and weed pressure, and we upped the weed pressure spraying over there, and it seemed to take care of the weeds over there now. So now we just gotta watch the animal pressure. I don't know if you guys remember my earlier videos when I was planting corn. Originally that field right there, we were going to plant corn in there also, so we'd have corn on both sides of the road, but they went in and were doing core sampling and stuff like that, and was going to end up running over our bean field or our corn field. So we decided at the last minute not to put corn in that field and to move to a different field to put corn in. And I'm glad we made the decision that we did. Oh look, there's deer out eating our beans. I'm sure you guys can't see them, but there's 4 deer out in this field. I didn't see any in that field, because we do both sides of the road here, all the way down. There's 4 dots out in there. I'm sure you can't see them because the camera's small. Sun glare, you know how it goes. But weed pressure actually looks very well. Looks like it's under control. Oh, there's a couple deer out in this field. Hang on, I'm gonna stop here. I am pleasantly surprised with the performance of this field. These beans usually are very short in this field. We changed fertilizer program just a little bit in this field and changed our bean seed. And I'm impressed. It also helps we've gotten a fair amount of rain this year too, which it seems like this area doesn't get a lot of rain throughout the summer. I think we're gonna have a decent crop this year. This was one field I was worried about as far as stance, but it's turning itself around, that's for sure. See the deer standing right there? She's just looking at me like, hey, what are you doing? You're interrupting my breakfast. There's one field I want to check in particular. It's that new ground that we picked up this over the winter, so it was a hay field last year. I want to check to see the weed pressure that's in there, but in order to do that I have to go on a nature hike across this field to get there. Good thing my brunts are waterproof. Wish my jeans were. That was even walking up a sprayer track. Oh well. I should have done this on all the fields. Just not plant all the way to the edge. Makes it a whole lot easier to walk. And I'm staying dry. Lesson learned. This was the field that I was concerned about, and I'm very surprised on how well it looks. It looks really nice. Over in that far corner over there, as I was walking up the fence row, I noticed it's a little thin over on that one corner, but that's a wet corner, so I don't know if the beans got drowned out or what. But it looks really good. I noticed we've got poison ivy coming on strong right here. So that's going to need to be killed. Overall, I'm very, very pleased with the crops this year. Now, if the crop prices would go back up, that would be much better. But it is what it is, I guess, at this point. But it looks like we are going to have a very good crop this year with the moisture that we got. I would have liked to see it be just a little bit drier. And the reason why I say that is because when it's a little drier, it will stress the beans a little bit and force the roots to go deeper into the ground. And it seems like you get a more healthier plant and a lot stronger plant and better yields when you stress the plants just a little bit and the roots go deeper into the soil. Right now, the roots are very shallow. They're only down, probably 4 inches. And that's because they don't need to chase water. So they can have a shallow root, still get the water that they need to grow the plant. And realistically, the deeper the root goes, the better the stand of beans will be in case you get a storm or something like that come in. And one thing I did notice this year, earlier in the summer, there was like no bugs. We had no mosquitoes, no nothing. You can walk around in the evenings and be fine. Mornings, you're fine. This year, later into the year, like right now, they're just coming out with a vengeance right now. It's bad. But I don't know. We got spoiled earlier in the summer with no bugs. Now we're paying for it. All right, I'm gonna hoof it up to the truck and go work in the barn. We'll see what the day brings now. The day brought a big crap show. That's what the day brought. Alright, I'm going home. I'm done dealing with crap. I'm going home. I'm going to get on the motorcycle. We're going to go see the new grandson and ride the motorcycles to do that. So, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.